Engineering taught me a lot more than formulas. It taught me how to deal with hard problems without falling apart. I think that matters because a lot of people hit a hard problem and their brain goes straight to stress. They feel behind, they feel dumb, they feel pressure to solve it fast, they start guessing, start rushing, start making the whole thing heavier than what it already is. That usually makes the problem worse. When I think about what engineering taught me about solving hard problems, the first thing that comes to mind is slow down and define the problem clearly. That sounds basic, it changes everything. A lot of people skip that part. They go straight from confusion to action. They start trying random fixes before they even said what's actually wrong. What is happening? What is supposed to happen? Where's the gap? Where's the starting point? Because if the problem is blurry, the solution is blurry too. Engineering taught me to respect the problem statement. Say what is wrong clearly. Say what success looks like clearly. Then start moving. Another big lesson was learning how to break things into smaller parts. Hard problems feel heavy once they stay in one piece, but once you break them down, they start becoming workable. If it is a system, you look at the sections. If it is a project, you look at the phases. If it is a build, you look at the parts. If it is a business issue, you look at the flow. Where does it start? Where does it all stall? Where does it fail? Where is the pressure? That kind of thinking helps a lot because now you are not trying to fight the whole thing at once. You are narrowing. Engineering also taught me to respect the constraints. Every real problem has its limits: time, power, size, money, materials, bandwidth, energy, people, tools, physics. Constraints are not annoying side notes. They shape the whole solution. Once you know the constraints, you stop wasting time chasing bad options. That is useful everywhere. In engineering and software and in business and in life. Another big lesson was learning the difference between facts and guesses. This one matters a lot. When people get stressed, they mix everything together. What they saw, what they assume, what they hope, what they fear, what somebody told them once, that makes a situation muddy fast. Engineering trained me to ask, what do I actually know? What has been confirmed? What is measured? What is just an assumption right now? What split helps a lot. Because once you separate facts from your guesses, you get back to you get your footing back. There is testing. Engineering taught me to test one thing at a time. Change one thing, watch what happens, learn from that, then move again. That sounds simple, but it saves a lot of wasted motion. People love changing 5 things at once and then acting confused when they do not know what it fixed or what it broke. That kills clarity. Clean testing gives you a signal. Signal is what helps you get unstuck. Engineering also taught me how to stay calm around incomplete information. That one is huge because a lot of hard problems do not show up when the answer is attached. You start with partial information, you start with symptoms. You start with clues, you start with a system that is doing something weird, you have to read it. That takes patience, that takes a process, that takes a mindset, that says I do not need the full answer right now, this second, I just need the next useful steps. That alone has helped me a lot because it keeps me moving. That is probably the biggest thing engineering gave me, movement. Not instant certainty, not magic confidence, movement. The ability to keep working the problem even when the answer is still unclear. That shows up everywhere. In school, it helps me when the problem looks huge. In hardware, it helps me when the build is acting weird. In software, when a system breaks something in the chain. In business, when the process feels messy and nobody knows where the real bottleneck is. In life, when something feels too big and emotional and unclear. The same core thinking still works. Define the problem, break it down, look at the constraints, separate facts from guesses, test one thing at a time. Watch the signal, keep moving. Another thing engineering taught me about hard problems is are usually less mysterious once you start looking at them enough in the right way. People panic because the problem feels huge from far away. When they define it better, they narrow it, they isolate it, the issue, they see the pattern. Suddenly it becomes something they can actually work. That shift matters a lot because a lot of people are not losing to the problem, they're losing to the way they are reacting to the problem. They're turning difficulty into an identity issue. Now it is not just a hard problem. Now it means I am behind. I'm not smart enough. I should already know this. I'm bad at this. That thinking burns energy fast. Engineering taught me to put aside that and then work the problem. The system is doing what it's doing. My job is to read it better. The mindset is way more useful. Also learned that progress on hard problems is usually uneven. Sometimes you push for a while and nothing makes sense. One clean observation changes the whole thing. One measurement, one test, one broken assumption, one missed detail. Now the path opens up. That is normal. Hard problems do not always reward you in a smooth line. So I try to remember that too. Keep working, keep checking, keep narrowing, because clarity often shows up after you earn it. When I think about what engineering taught me about solving hard problems, this is really what I mean. It taught me how to slow down without giving up. It taught me how to define before guessing. It taught me how to break complexity into parts. It taught me how to respect constraints. It taught me how to test with purpose. And it taught me how to keep moving even when I do not have the full certainty yet. That is valuable beyond engineering. That is useful everywhere, anywhere life gets hard and the answer is not obvious yet. Honestly, I think that people would feel better around hard things if they had that mindset, because a hard problem does not mean you're failing. It means you need structure. It means you need process. It means you need a cleaner way to read what is happening and to work your way through it. That is what engineering gave me. That is why I value it so much. Outro. Hard problems feel lighter when you stop staring at the whole thing and start working it piece by piece.